Let's go ahead and talk to Colonel Six. Colonel Six, real fast, break down your take on the supposed Navy SEALs of SEAL Team 6. First, they weren't on the helicopter, the biggest one-day loss in Afghanistan war of the decade. Then they were. SEAL Team 6 that was involved in bin Laden, then they weren't. And my information, well, tell us the scuttlebutt you've got.
Okay, let me just do one other thing right quick, Alex. If people will go to colonel6.com, I want to show you something. Back in March, the Norway Socialist Party said that they wanted Israel bombed. This ties into Blondie and the shooting and the bombing and so forth, and Israel being voted on next month by Norway, Palestine getting a seat. Let me tell you what is going on. When we talked last, there was a mix-up in the translation. The helicopter that was in Pakistan did blow up. How it and it got turned around in the translations. Yes, it did blow up. Now, whether it was a bomb, whether it was an RPG that hit it, because it blew up above the fence line. Okay. Now, there were a number of members of SEAL Team 6 in that plane. Last night, yesterday, the remaining members of that particular squad were killed. I heard from a woman who's a relative of one of the people that was killed, and just like I had predicted, they're not going to sit silent. So I gave her the name and a good phone number I have for Seymour Hirsch, and told her to get in touch with him. And
okay, but let me stop you, Colonel Six, because you've given us really good info. And yes, and that's what Pakistani witnesses said. The thing lifted off, blew up, dead bodies everywhere. You know, they tell us, oh, no, that didn't happen. A lot of people predicted, look for the rest of the team to die. And so you're saying that you talked to a relative of one of the people and that you put her in touch with an investigative Pulitzer Prize winner at the New Yorker magazine. What did she tell you? Was this to shut up the SEAL team? I mean, statistically.
Yes, it was to shut up the SEAL team. What the deal is, like I say, a number, I don't know the exact number, but she said a little over a half of the team that this particular guy was on was killed in that supposed raid. In order to keep them from doing the Pat Tillman, the other ones were killed yesterday in a... supposedly with the Taliban taking them, they were shot down. Somebody shot them down, or it blew up some kind of way. The Taliban's taking, responsibility for it. They'll take responsibility for the Kennedy killing if you let them. So,
well, they took responsibility for the Norway shooting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They'll kill it for Mark Twain. But look, this is the deal. I need to get a number from you, or let me give you my number.
You know what, Colonel Six? You've given us great info probably 5-6 times in a row, and I need to learn exactly who you are. I know your site's excellent. We need to have you on as a guest, so why don't I put you on hold, and why don't we end up having you on in the next few days after I get on the phone with you and find out a little bit more, because I've got sorts at Fort Hood. I've got a source at Fort Bragg. They all basically say the same thing you're saying, but they'll never tell me who they are. And you just got out of the military. I mean, are you able to go public with who you are and really give folks more information?
Not really, Alex, because of I'm in a situation, I've got, the situation I'm in won't let me do that right now.
I understand. Well, then how are you running a website then?
Oh, the website is just there. I mean, it's not saying anything. I'm putting things out there, but it's not going to give anyone where I live or anything else. Or give me
no, I understand. I understand. But, I mean, obviously the system knows who you are, so why not just tell folks who you are? Now, okay, well, I'm going to put you on hold and get back with you, but my information immediately was the old trick of if people die in a clandestine operation, you just say that they die later in a crash and tag their name onto it, either in a real crash or you stage one. You're saying, no, the word is they were getting rid of team members that were going to speak out. What were they going to speak out on? Do you have any information on that? That bin Laden wasn't killed or that SEALs did die in the raid? Why would they want to get rid of them like Pat Tillman?
They were going to come out and say, one, that other SEAL members were killed in the raid. 2, that there was no raid for bin Laden. That actually it was a raid for someone else up in Al Qaeda that they were looking for, and that. And the young lady told me that between her and other people that are relatives of these people, they just decided that they're not going to sit still and have this happen. With that message probably getting out somewhere along the base or whatever, they decided to do the rest of them. And just like I told you, 4 months before McChrystal, before anybody was even talking about it, I wanted to tell you this. When not too long after that, this was going to happen. And
no,
then,
you said there's going to be a scandal and McChrystal's going to go out from a scandal, and no one was saying at the time, and it was true. You've said a lot of other things.
Right.
You said watch, they're going to try to go into Libya a few months before that even started. But so you obviously have a lot of good sources. My big issue here is that obviously they didn't bury bin Laden at sea. Obviously he was dead from kidney failure close to 10 years ago. We have Steve Pachinik, I mean, impeccable source.
He's as dead as Jimmy Durante, you know. But like I say, go to colonel6.com and look at that Norway Socialist Party wanted to bomb Israel. And I tell you what, put me on hold, and I'll talk with you. I don't know about going on the air and doing a full-blown interview or anything with you, but I'll talk with you.
Well, why not? You call into the show, your information's turned out to be accurate. Well, here's the issue. You know, they killed, 5 of Jessica Lynch's crew because they were speaking out. They killed Pat Tillman because he was going to speak out and wrote letters home about it. And now they've wiped these guys out. Is that going to anger? And again, folks, 10-year war, and it just so happens to be the rest of the unit that's left over from the SEAL Team 6 that blew up and died at the so-called OBL compound. And statistically now, they're the ones that die. And they're on a Army National Guard helicopter, and I'm getting military scuttlebutt, and on the military sites and the emails I'm getting, no one is buying this. Colonel 6 military folks you talk to, what are they saying?
That right there, the National Guard helicopter. You don't do that. Those are nowhere maintained as well as the Navy helicopters that they use, okay? You've got several things. One, I saw somebody said that, put it out that none of the members of the team, people that were killed, were members of the team that raided bin Laden's compound. That tells me one thing straight up, that they were. When they say plus, I say minus. When they say go, I say stop. Okay? And I'm going to show you how I do this, and I'll tell you how I do it, and I can give you some other information. But like you said, I talk to you on the air anyway. I just don't want to take up your time. And plus, I know you're working on your voice. I think the Diane Rehm voice is what you should shoot for. You know, the damn near dead 70-something-year-old white lady. Yeah, why don't you go for that? Because that would befit you just fine. You know, like, Colonel 6.
Oh, Colonel 6, you're crazy. I'm sorry to all the other callers. Put him on hold. I want to talk to him. I tell you, this is really starting to creep me out. I mean, that they would kill those Navy SEALs like that. And you know they did, folks. I mean, come on. I mean, they killed Pat Tillman. It's admitted. They murdered him and then lied about it and got caught. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Sorry to all the callers. Great broadcast today. Great job, crew. Boy, I tell you. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the sites, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.